So kindergarten, this week we read the story Building with Dad. I'm double checking. Yep, it's called Building with Dad. It was a pretty cool story about building a school. Today, you are not going to be reading Building with Dad. You are going to be reading the story If I Built a School. Ooh, pretty cool, kindergarten. If you built a school. I wonder what you would include if you built a school. Before we read that story, let's check out our question of the week. Our question of the week says, how is a school built? So if you were to build your own school, where do you need to start first? We said that when we build something, we start at the bottom. We start right at the bottom, kindergarten, and first we have to dig the trenches, and you can use a backhoe. You could even use a shovel if you wanted to. You could use an excavator. And we said that in those trenches go pipes. What did we say they have to pour to make it nice and strong? Think about the bottom part of a tree trunk. They have to pour the foundation. The foundation is going to help that building stand nice and tall and nice and strong. That is one of the first things you need. So before you start thinking about how you would build a school, remember, no matter how you would build it, it needs a strong foundation. Let's check out our comprehension skill next. It says, I can compare and contrast. Kindergarten, we have been talking about comparing or finding things that are the same, and contrasting or finding things that are different. Right now, I want you to pause this video and I want you to go and find someone else in your house, wherever you may be right now, and I want you guys to find 2 things that are the same about yourselves and 2 things that are different about yourselves. Pause the video, come on back when you're done. Welcome back, kindergarten. Did you find someone, and did you find 2 things that you have in common and 2 things that are different about yourselves? Awesome. Let's check out our 2 new words for today. Your first new word is foundation. We already talked about a foundation. It is found at the bottom of a building. It's at the bottom. It makes sure that the building is nice and strong and can stand for a long, long time. And the picture of our foundation is right here. Here is our foundation. Usually a foundation is made out of cement. They used to be made out of bricks a long time ago. If you know of a really old building, our school is a really old building, which I love it so much because it is so old and it has so much history to it. I love it. I think it's really cool. It probably has a brick foundation. Normally, you wouldn't make a foundation out of something like wood, because if you have all of this heavy stuff on top, a building is pretty heavy, and it's on top of wood, what do you think is going to happen to that wood? It might crack, it might splinter, it's not going to be strong enough. Think about the 3 little pigs, and think about the houses they used. The first one used straw, not very sturdy. The second one used sticks. Sturdier than straw, but still not pretty sturdy. And the third one used bricks. So kindergarten, when we have a foundation, it's usually made out of cement or bricks to make sure that that foundation, that whole building is nice and strong and lasts a long time. Our school must have a really good foundation. Kindergarten, our next word today is welding. Right here is a picture that shows welding. Welding is when you have 2 pieces of metal and you want to make them stick together. Well, you can't use glue with metal because it's not going to be strong enough. You can't just tape it because the tape might eventually fall off. So what they do is they weld it, which means they kind of melt it. They use this special tool, this welding tool, and it's so hot and it makes the metal get really hot, and then it kind of melts together. And then when it cools off, then it's dried and it goes back to being nice and hard and it is stuck together. Do you know anybody who welds? Have you ever seen somebody weld? I've seen my dad weld before, but he wears a very special mask so that nothing hurts his eyes, and when I watched him, I had to wear a very special mask too. You can't look at it because it's too bright, it might hurt your eyes. All right, kindergarten, those are our 2 new words today, foundation and welding. Before you go and listen to that really cool story about how this kid named Jack would build a school, he has some pretty interesting ideas. Let's check out a Venn diagram first, because you are going to be doing a Venn diagram when you're done listening to that story, which means you're going to be doing some comparing and some contrasting. So if we check it out here, we have our two big circles, one there and one there. So this side says my school. You know what your school is. And this side says Jack's school. There's a kid in that story named Jack. We listened to another one of his stories. He has some pretty interesting ideas on how he would build things. So you need to find some things that you would only see at your school, some things that you would only see at Jack's school, and then do you remember what goes in the middle? That is where you would put the things that you would see at both schools. So if you can't remember where things go, when we contrast, we're finding things that are different. So I'm taking it apart. Something only at Jack's school, something only at our school. When we compare, we are finding things that are the same. So we're coming together right in the middle. And that is where we are putting things that we would see at both schools. Make sure that you write complete sentences. I want one sentence here, something you would see at our school. I want one sentence here, something you would see at Jack's school. And I want one sentence in the middle, something that you would see at both schools. You can start over here with the phrase, at my school, we have. Ooh, that's a good way to start. At my school, we have. Over here, you can start your sentence with the phrase, at Jack's school, he has. I'll say that again. At Jack's school, he has. And in the middle, you can say, we both have. We both have. Kindergarten, I know you're going to really enjoy this video, this book. I mean, it's bananas. All right, go have fun. Go listen to your story. Make sure you do your Venn diagram with 3 complete sentences. And then illustrate when you're done. Go have fun. I'll see you later.